Hi everyone, so I'm just going to give you a quick comparison of how I would book my trip traditionally and how I book my trip innovatively using Smartrip. So I'm just going to go the traditional way first, so I'm going to go on Skyscanner to find my flight. So the dates are from the 17th of September, let's say, to the 22nd, 1 hour to economy. Obviously it takes ages, so I'm just going to skip this part real quick. Once Skyscanner gives me a few options, I'm just going to select the British Airways one. Here I can review my flight, see a few different options. As you can see, I have to pay for checked baggage and to choose my seat, so I'm going to have to pay those extra dollars. Let's agree and continue. Here's the usual filling in the form for the holiday, let's say, type of procedures. So let me just fill in this randomly very quickly. In this case, I'm going to choose my seat. I like to travel in an aisle seat, so I'm going to have to spend an additional $70 in order to have that seat for myself. So we're just going to agree and continue. Again, the usual filling in the information procedure for the payment method, billing address, let's fill this in very quickly. I'll agree and pay. So let's say I've booked my flight with that. So to book my hotel, I'm going to go on booking.com. Once again, New York is the destination, 17th to the 22nd of November. Let's see on Moxie. This is by Marriott, so let's have a look at this one. Everything seems a bit confusing. Everything's a bit everywhere. And let's see, this is very confusing as well. I have to read around different fonts with bold, different colors. Everything is very confusing, I must say. But let's just go with the sake of this one because it seems to be the cheaper option. So let's reserve this one. Again, usual procedures, filling in the forms. Again, this is the second time I've done this, just between flight and hotel. So I'll just fill in this very quickly to show the length. I would usually take the kind of theoretical holiday in this sense, considering that if it was a real one, I would obviously spend more time researching and having to understand what I want to do. So once I've done that, I'm going to book activities. So if I don't know what to do, I'm going to search for things to do in New York, and I'm going to have a look at this website first, Get Your Guide. The New York City Pass seems like an interesting option for my holiday, so let's have a look at that real quick. It seems a bit all-inclusive, a one-day pass. Let's select for my date and add that to cart, for example. Let's say I bought that without actually going through the checkout once again, which I would have done traditionally, but let's book something else for activities for another day. Let's say I'm going to get the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island tour on another date during my holiday. The time, the price here, the description of the activity and the experience, and everything is there, but it's like this for every single activity, so it gets very repetitive throughout the whole activities. I also want to go to the theater actually, so I'm just going to have to look. I've heard that The Lion King is an amazing show in New York, so there it is. I want to book The Lion King for when I'm in New York. Let's find a good seat, so perhaps this one here. I'm going to book it. Let's say I won't have to go for the whole checkout thing or else that's too long, but let's say the total time spent average is around 24 minutes 23 seconds in this case. The total dollars spent is for flights, I spent a total of $788. For a hotel, I spent a total of $4,016, and for activities I spent for the first one $145, for the second one $69, and for the third one $180. So the total of my trip, if I were to do it the traditional way, the way that most people do it right now, is $5,200 more or less. So the summary of my holiday would be the flight from London to New York in economy class. The hotel would be a 4-star hotel, which we said is Moxie, for 5 nights. And then the activities I have booked is the New York City Pass, the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island tour, and lastly the Lion King theater show. So while I did this, I probably received around 8 emails, and I'm probably waiting to receive more. The total booking reference for all of these is probably 5, if not 6, and the assistance throughout has been nothing. If I were to do this with Smartrip, so the innovative way, I'll just go on, create my holiday. I obviously choose solo because I'm traveling by myself. The dates are from the, let's say, 19th to 24th, London to New York. If I need any assistance, I can chat with Adeva, my AI travel assistant. I can ask any questions if I'm not sure where to go, or even within the specific holiday. But let's say I'm happy with what she said, I'm just going to continue planning my holiday for now. So the type of holiday, I'm going to choose relaxing. I can add anything else I wanted to. I'm one adult, I'm going to choose a 4-star hotel for the sake of showing the comparison before. And then I don't have a preference. Actually, let's put British Airways and fun activities I want to do. And the budget is around $4,000. What the AI is doing now is going through millions of different options and finding the one that best suits me. If I fill in my personal preferences in my personal section, then it's going to give more accurate results every single time. So let's have a look at the 3 different plans it's created for me. This one, at the start of every plan, we're going to get a few images of the city we're visiting, in this case New York. The flights, I can have a look here, the different details of the flights. So this is the way there. Seems like I'm going from Gatwick Airport in London to JFK in New York. Same thing for the back. The option of family is with Delta Airlines, which is perfect for me. Here I can see the different times, in this case it's only one. And then I can ask Adeva again with assistance if I want to change my flight or anything else. I can ask it if this is the perfect flight for me. If I have filled in my personal travel preferences, I can ask it, let's say, if this is perfectly tailored to me or not, and then it'll give me a few options. But let's just continue with the booking. It's giving me actually the same option as the hotel as before, the Moxie My Marriott. Here we have the images, all the information about the hotel, the important information, and then down low we have the policies, which are very important. We can have a read through this. We have the check-in time, the hotel address, etc. Here on the left, we have a small box with our room selected. We can have a look at the images of the room, and we can also change the room if we want to upgrade, downgrade, and we can see the price differences. Here, let's have a look at the other images, and let's say I want to continue with the one that the Adeva chose for me. Here are some activities that Adeva chose for me. Bear in mind that right now, we're not able to actually book the activities, but in the email confirmation you will receive, you will be able to be redirected to the exact activity. The total is $3,400, and this is the price breakdown from flight to hotel for this plan. Let's just have a look at another plan, for example. And in this case, once again, images of the location, the flight is the same, the hotel is a bit different. Again, same layout, I can have a look, I can change the room if I wanted to, the activities stay the same, the price is a bit increased because of the hotel, and we can see the price breakdown for this. Let's say I'm happy with this, I can confirm and book, everything's straightforward, and we get to the checkout page, as we can see, divided by flight, hotel, and activities. In this case, it's missing because we haven't added them yet, but the passenger is myself, because I already filled in my personal private preferences, and it knows my name and everything. I can directly pay on here. The card obviously I have to input for the first time, but then it will remember it. And then a little price summary on the right, just so I can see everything is booked. Once I'm booked, I will receive a PDF brochure like this, with transportation information, from where to where, the details, etc., the accommodation information, and the experiences information. As I said before, not available right now, but in the email we will provide with this PDF brochure, we will give the user a link to booking the activities as well. So the total time I spent on Smartrip is 7 minutes and 6 seconds, which is around 20 minutes less than I would have traditionally. The total dollar spent for flights is $452. For the hotel, it's $2,954, and for the activities in total, it was around $290. So the summary of the price is around $3,696, around $1,500 less. The summary of my holiday is, again, flight, London to New York City economy. The hotel is 4-star, 5 nights. And the activities is New York City 1 day, a bit like the past, the Statue of the Liberty and Ellis Island, which is the same as I had booked before. And then lastly, a visit to the Niagara Falls. The number of emails received by Smartrip is just 1 with everything on it, and the number of booking references is just 1, as it was only Smartrip and I can make the changes directly through there. Whereas the assistance I received throughout the whole process is having access to Adeva 24/7. So this is just a quick comparison to show how I would plan my traditional holiday a couple months back and how I'm doing it now with the new innovative way. Thank you very much.